Hello, my beautiful sea anemones. I basically was saying that just because I don't know if I can say that word sometimes. Sometimes it's a little hard to say. Hello everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a 3 looks, 1 palette with this e.l.f. Earth and Ocean palette. I do have another video, like a first impressions on this palette, so if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch that now, or not now, like after this video. We're gonna do 3 separate looks using this right here. It's not really a review. I do kind of briefly say how I feel about it, but if you are looking for more of a review, then I would go watch the other one first. We're gonna do 3 separate looks with this palette, and if you want to see how I got this one and the other 2 before this look, go ahead and keep on watching.
Yep, that's good shit.
Just because I think it's kind of fun to mention these things, I'm just about ready to go into the inner corner. I wasn't really sure. I was going to use this periwinkle shade in the inner corner called Siren, so it's the one in the middle. Or you could use the index finger one, which is Rock Bottom, which is a really similar shade to what's on the lid, but a little bit lighter. Or you could also do Saltwater, which is kind of a like iridescent, I guess you could call it iridescent. It's kind of, oh yeah, that's definitely iridescent, never mind. So it's kind of like a purpley blue. So that's what that is. And then I'll just swatch the other 2. So those are my 3 options I was thinking of for the inner corner. You can basically do whatever one you want to, but I kind of want like a tiny bit of, like a tiny pop of color. So I think I'm going to go in with Siren, because I don't think Saltwater is going to be just enough. It's not going to be noticeable enough, at least I don't think so. I could always put it over top of Siren just for a little bit more. But I thought I would just mention that because this is a very neutral look, so I wanted to add a little bit more to it. so this is basically the finished look. I'm gonna probably go in with this eyeliner. So the ColourPop one in Prance. It's like a super pretty like periwinkle shade. We'll most likely be putting that in my waterline, and then if I don't, I'll let you guys know. But again, just keeping up with the theme of adding a little bit of color to it without like going overboard, basically, just to keep this somewhat neutral but a little bit fun at the same time. So I'm gonna finish up the rest of this and then I will talk to you guys when I'm done. So this is the finished look. We'll zoom you guys in just a tiny bit more. I mainly just wanted to do something really neutral with a pop of color, so I feel like for that this looks actually pretty nice. I don't know if you guys could see when it was closer that this little guy right here, but I feel like that was definitely a nice addition. I feel like if I didn't have it, I don't know, it just really added to the pop of color versus just the inner corner, so it was nice having this available. But I think this is really pretty. Like, when I get palettes like this that have all of these colors, sometimes the option to do a neutral look is kind of just underwhelming, so it's nice to still have that neutral option with, I mean, really solid shadows. These performed greatly. I'm not going to go into like a huge review of this palette because I already did that, but it's nice to do like a neutral look with a pop of color. And yeah, I mean, you can just keep it full neutral if you wanted to, but I think this is still really pretty, still fun, and I like that. And one thing that I wanted to note, the shade Saltwater, which is one of the ones that I swatched earlier. So it's this right here. I actually did use it over top of my highlight. I used the Afterglow, this one here from Milani, so I did that one and then I put Saltwater over top of it. I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but I think that is also like a really nice touch. Gives you just another pop of color without being too obvious. Like, when you look at this at first, I don't think you're really gonna notice the blue, but the more you kind of sit there and look at it, you're like, oh, okay. But that's basically it for this first look. We'll go ahead and do the second one. Okay, so today we're gonna do look 2. As you can tell, I did this eye already. Normally it doesn't happen that way. This eye is that 13-year-old that like just started to openly curse and like decides to lock itself in its room every time there's a family gathering, because this will be the 3rd time of me trying to do this on this eye. I'm almost positive these eyes are 2 different shapes. This one actually goes up more, like the crease part, and this one goes down. At least that's what I'm gonna say is why I can't do this eye. So I'm gonna do this eye, the problem child eye, on camera, and I already did this one. So basically we're doing a graphic liner with the shadow, and the one that I decided to use is going to be Underwater. So it's this really pretty like grungy blue color, and that's pretty much the look we're going for today. Super grungy, dark, but wearable, hopefully. If you guys really want to see, I don't know if it's gonna show up or not. That's the look that I got originally. It's not bad, but it's not what I planned on wearing to work today, so we're gonna try that again. And I've just been using this small eyeliner brush from, I think it was Suva Beauty, dipping it into water and then dipping it into my shadow. And I also have glitter primer on this eye, so actually I don't think I have it anymore. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of glitter primer, run that over my lid, and then extend it out a little bit and make sure it's nice and tacky. And then we will go into this and hopefully it's not a giant fail again. I'm gonna use a different brush. Okay, so that's the best one that I've done so far. I do have creasing a little bit. I'm going to try to clean that up, but it's probably going to come back. Whenever I've ever done looks like this, I've always had issues with creasing, so it just feels like that's just part of the look at that point, at least from my experience of doing looks like this. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of this shade here, Mojave Mommy, I think. That's what it sounded like I said. But I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that and then put it on my lash line. I would use one of the blue shades, but I just feel like for at least today, it's just a little much. I think the eye look itself, like the liner look itself, is enough. But totally can use a different shade. I was thinking of either using the lighter blue or the darker blue shade Abyss. And I can just show you guys what those look like really fast. So I was either going to do this shade here or this one here. But I'm just not doing that. I want this to be grungy, but I also want it to be fairly wearable at the same time. I don't think I'm going to do an eyeliner either. I might do white eyeliner. I haven't decided. I also don't know if I want to do a highlight shade. I might not even do that either. Actually, you know what, we will. I'm just going to take a little bit of this saltwater shade and then just pop it in the inner corner. So nothing too crazy, just a tiny little pop of color. I don't even know if you guys can see that from here. So I'm gonna, you know what, I'm actually gonna take no, I'm not. I was going to take another shade to make this a little bit deeper, but I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to finish the rest of my face and then we'll kind of talk about it a little bit and then we'll do a look 3. This is the finished look. This was super fast, the rest of it. I do have creasing in here, but I don't really have time to fix it right now, so I'm going to probably have to do that. Gonna drop everything. I'm gonna have to do that when I get to work because yeah, and I think it's just gonna crease anyways because it's literally like right where my crease is, and every time I've ever done a look like this it's always happened that way anyways, so I don't know if there's anything I could do differently or what, but anyways, I'll just zoom you guys in a tiny bit closer. I'm not gonna, okay, I don't want to show like looking down because like I said it's creasing, so we'll just like, so awkward not looking down. I'm just like, But this is the gist of things. The one thing I want to mention really fast is before I started doing this look, I wasn't sure what color I wanted to do. So I took Underwater, Drip Drip, and Siren and swatched them on the back of my hand. I'll just show you guys on my fingers. So this is Siren, this is the one I used, Underwater, and then this is Drip Drip. So you can really use whatever color you wanted to if you want to do this look. You can even use the other shades in here, like the greens and golds and all of that. I wanted to use blue. I wanted to do more of like a grungy look, so I felt like the blue, this color specifically, would look really good, which overall I think it looks good. I'm not super happy with how I did the wing. It was kind of difficult, and I did do this side like 3 different times, so there's that. But it's so funny, this eye looks so much bigger than this one too. Like, that was stupid, but that's okay. Like, anyways, this is the finished look for look number 2. I hope you guys like it, and we will get into look number 3. Alright, so we're gonna get into look number 3, but I had a question for you guys before I get started. I was gonna pull my hair back because I'm like, oh, I always have my hair straight and down, and my hair just is a mess. So what should I do to my hair to make it look nicer when I'm filming? I was gonna do like the half like pulled back thing, where you just kind of pull it back a little bit and put like a tiny ponytail or something and pull a little bit of hair forward or something like that. It would basically look the same. But when I was doing it in the mirror, when I was in the bathroom, I was like, I look like a not as pretty version of Legolas. So then I got discouraged and I couldn't do it. Has anyone else thought that before? Or is that just me? It's probably just me. So today is look 3. We're gonna do something a little more green and gold oriented, and we'll just go ahead and get into it. I already primed my lids, so I'm not sure if this brush is gonna be the best one to use, but I'm using it anyway. That's pretty much my approach on anything. Like, I'm not sure, but I'm doing it. Like usual, just going in with a glitter primer. I use the NYX one. I've never tried any other brand's glitter primer, glitter glue, anything like that, so I don't know if this is the best one or how it is compared to others, but I know I love it. So ooh, I need to blend this out a little bit better, but we'll worry about that later. We're gonna go in with this Haro shade, and then look at this. Sorry, I just like randomly was like, look at it. But look at how pretty that color is. I mean, I do have quite a few of these kind of more electric greens, but it's really pretty. So a super pretty color though, and I don't know how it performs without the glitter glue, but like, I recommend the glitter glue or a glitter glue. You know, I do that a lot where I'm just like kind of shrugging, I guess. Is that the motion that I'm doing? Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with this shade here, which I already forgot the name of it. I think it's Gold Rush. Let me tell you, yes, it's Gold Rush. And just for funsies, we are going to swatch that And look at how pretty that is too. I also totally still have glitter glue on my finger a little bit, so that could be another reason why it's just swatching out amazingly. Is pretty. Also, because I like giving you guys options, the next shade over to it, Sun Yourself, would be a nice inner corner highlight too, or maybe even a face highlight. I might put this on. This is kind of rubbed out a little bit, but it gives a nice little like glimmer. I'm gonna call it glimmer. Like it's just nice and subtle. That would be really pretty too. I might put that on the cheekbones. I'll probably put it under my brow bone too, actually. Okay, it needs a different brush. And then I'm just gonna go in with that same green shade. So this one right here. Take a tiny bit of Can't Help It and then just put that on the other V. Alright, so that's basically it for the eye look. I might do eyeliner. I haven't decided yet. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. We're gonna use a little bit of that Sun Yourself shade. So this one here, just kind of put it as our brow bone highlight. So that's pretty. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but it looks pretty in person and it's nice and subtle too. I might use it as my actual highlight today, or use it with whatever I'm using, like put it over top of it. But yeah, that's basically this eye look. I will go ahead and finish up the rest of my face. And that'll be it pretty much. Alright, so this is the finished look. This is look number 3. Just to show you guys really fast. I have my arms extended for some reason, like, look at me. Alright, I do the same thing every single time. But this is look number 3. Oh, this isn't really a review, so we're not going to spend too much time on it. I do, however, and I did do a review, so I can link it somewhere. I don't know how that works yet, so I don't know if I can do it in the corner. Probably, I'm going to be actually releasing this video today, so I'll probably just put it in the description because that's what I know how to do. So yes, I did a review, like a first impression sort of review, but basically this palette is pretty easy to work with. Some of the mattes are a little patchy and need a little patience, but nothing too crazy. I mean, I think mattes need a little patience anyways, so at least that's my personal experience. Yeah, I mean, I really like the color story in here, all of the different ranges, the blue side and the more, so like the ocean side, and then your more earthy tones in here. I think it's a really pretty concept. The greens and blues are super popular, so it's nice to have a drugstore version with both in here. But yeah, I don't want to get too into depth or anything because I've already talked about it, but it's a great palette. It's very fun to work with. You can do so many different looks, and yeah, it's totally worth your money. I think it was like $12 or $14. I don't remember how much it retails for, but it's a super fun palette. I actually think this look might be my favorite out of all of the ones that I did. I'm not sure. I also kind of liked the one the one that I did in the video before this, it was kind of growing on me. I don't remember if I actually liked it that day, but looking at pictures of it, I'm like, oh, that's not bad. So, but I do think I like this one out of all of them, but I hope that you guys like oh, I forgot. I did use this Sun Yourself shade. Sorry, the palette's all dirty now, but the Sun Yourself shade as a highlight. I think you can definitely see it better on this side right here. I don't know, for whatever reason I decided to so originally I used my fingers and then I used a brush, trying to find the brush. I just used like a really fluffy little, like, I guess this is an eyeshadow brush. I honestly don't use this for eyeshadow, but I just picked some up, did that, and then boom, like, look at that. So super pretty highlight shade if you guys want to use it that way. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it gives you ideas and kind of answers your questions of whether or not you want to buy this palette. But yeah, I hope you guys liked it. If you did, go ahead. I was like making sure that my hands weren't dirty because they're always dirty for some reason. Well, I know why. Anyways, so if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We'll see you next time.